2 days of utter chaos, two brand new world champions. Well, actually, Mikaili Sol was already a 7-time world champion, now an 8. But for Lorenzo Casati, it's his first world championship in big air ever. Loads and loads of dramatic moments. There's glory, there's heartbreak. We're going to dissect it all in this PACKDOWN show now. Adrian, describe what the win was like yesterday for us.
It was absolutely insane. I've never experienced anything like it. We were completely windblown to bits. Lorenzo Casati came and said it was windier than the Mikasa day. I've never seen riders scared. I've never seen gear break. I've never seen that amount of a range of emotions from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. And unfortunately, we saw some crashes that came with that as well. And we really saw safety crews. I mean, this is the kind of event that you never forget. You talk about it forever. I mean, we talk about the big cold Hawaii. We talk about the 2020, the 2023 King of the Air. This is another one of those events that will go into that catalogue as one of the great events in kiteboarding history. I've
never been to a big air event where all of a sudden a red flag goes up and everyone's like, actually, no, it's just too windy. This is actually just stupid. I've also never been to an event where kites have, we get kite failures and equipment failures all the time, sure, but we don't get kites just like being disappeared by the wind. And they blow away, guys, and they don't just go like down a little bit and then someone goes and gets it and then it's all fine, it's back in its bag within a few hours. These kites are gone. Like they're somewhere way down there, kilometers downwind in the bushes. Maybe still there. I might go after, actually, have a look.
The crazy thing we saw was kites being blown off the beach here, and if you can't see behind us, but there's an array of containers and tankers and buildings and sand dunes, and the wind was whipping over that, picking them up and actually throw them into the sea, which was absolutely nuts. I mean, full shout out to the team here. They did a great job. There's a great beach team here, a great safety team. I mean, the Lords of Tram, they know how to turn it on. The team here is fantastic, and I think everything turned into making this event special.
Extra special for Lorenzo Casati, who's now a world champion for the first time and a King of the Air as well. The only other person that's got those accolades is Andrea Principi, so he's in that club with his trap brother. He was so good in that semi-final when he needed to be against Edgar Ulrich. The first 3 tricks were absolutely mental, and to me, it just looked like the occasion was too much for Edgar.
Yeah, absolutely. He went out there and put pressure on Edgar straight away, and we sort of saw that. Edgar sort of fell apart, and, as those crashes built up, the momentum was gone for Edgar, and I think he really felt that, and he'd be bitterly disappointed not to have done that at home. But Lorenzo didn't have this comp all his own way, and we sort of saw that in the final. He sort of had ups and downs. He didn't win his first heat. He had to go through round 2. I can never remember Lorenzo ever being in round 2.
True.
He struggled in round 3, lost to Baby Shark. He only really got going in that semi-final, and again, it's bittersweet for him. I mean, it's amazing to win a world championship. It must have been kind of sucked to get his ass kicked in the final. And let's be honest, that's what happened.
Andrea Principi was as dominant as he was in 2023 in that final. Let's talk about his one. We'll get him to talk about it later on, but let's just talk about his one mental move, the second to last, which actually didn't get scored, right?
Yep.
Because his flag, the correct flag wasn't up. His color wasn't up.
Yeah, big mistake, big mistake.
So he goes into it, he front rolls on takeoff, then he rodeos, and he takes the board off with his right hand, rodeos, and then puts it back on with his left hand, and then back rolls back out of it. So
it was like a rewind almost.
Yeah, it was, everyone's just sort of confused by it. But he's doing it with massive magnitude, and it is a throwback to that 2023 Andrea Principi, who was going stupidly far downwind, a huge amount of free fall, but his kite is lower than it was that year. That's the main difference.
Absolutely, and I mean, interestingly, he went back to the Rebel in the final. That was probably a bit of a direct indication of the wind as well. I went up to give him scores because he stopped right in front of us. I thought he wanted to see the scores, and he said, I don't want to see scores. I don't want anyone to ever say I can't put my kite low again. I think he knew he won. He'd only hit 2 tricks on the board. He hadn't even landed his 3rd trick, but I think he knew with those 2 big 9s, the contra front, the contra back, that was it. And he did it at height, and that's the thing. He did it at height, and he had that height over Lorenzo.
Lords of Tram.
The Lords of Tram. By the way, speaking of that move, I did run up to the judge to say, hey guys, what were you going to score that move? They didn't tell me. They were very tight-lipped on it, but I will try and find out from Rain off the record what he thought of that, because very, very technical. Jason Van der Spey was sitting next to us. He broke it down. All of us are a little bit like, what's going on here? And I wonder if the judges knew, so we'll find out about that later.
Isn't that what Andrea first described the trap as? when everyone is on the beach and they watch him ride and then they just lose their shit and they're confused. That's what he defined it as.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that all over again.
I love this Andrea. I love an angry Andrea, a determined Andrea. And we felt that all weekend, right? You know, after the semi-final, you know, Lorenzo pipped him, right? What did he say to Lorenzo? What did he say? He came off the bench and said, hey, we're going to fight in the final. And we knew, by the way, he was doing all new stuff. You know, a lot of that stuff we hadn't seen because it, by the way, had been a bit of a doubles competition up till then. It was only singles at the very end. But guess what? The crowd was wowed by the height. It always goes back to height. And when we saw that crowd, it was crazy.
Mikaili Sol, I think she was maybe in third gear.
Yep.
Probably in second.
Yep.
She wasn't really out of it.
Yeah. We've got Francesca Maini, second place getter. Come over here, Francesca.
Here she comes.
Yeah!
God save the Queen. Francesca, mental day. You were in the final for the first heat yesterday that got cancelled. Talk to us about how ferocious that win was.
Man, the first heat yesterday was just like survival mode. I did a straight jump. Actually, my biggest jump ever, 24 meters.
In the warm-up?
In the warm-up. I didn't even mean to do that. And yeah, all the times trying Mikasa and I didn't get it and I just do it by accident here. I was very happy with that. Then I crashed a straight jump and it was actually like, it made me feel really sick, but I was fine after that. Yeah, recovered.
Just how tricky were those conditions out there? Because it looked like going to the left, people got a lot more height, and to the right was quite different. Was it actually quite tricky to find the Gus?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. Like, I mean, you could see it on the water coming and stuff. So either like it was really windy and you wanted to get the lulls a bit, or it was like not enough and you really wanted to find the Gus. So like, it took a bit of time sometimes, and yeah, you really had to look for it.
Last question from me. So you had this kite mare that you walked us through. So you missed the first 2 trick attempts. Then you come back to the water and you've only got 5 trick attempts left. Top 3 count. What's going through your mind?
Honestly, I actually wasn't very stressed. The whole event, I've been very like kind of like chilling, you know? I don't know. And I was like, I've just got to land a few. I think the wind was so strong. I was like, I've just got to land a few basic tricks. And I think that will put me in a good position. I wasn't trying to go for anything too complicated. And yeah, I think it went well. I can't remember which heat's which anymore, but yeah.
Excited for the bus?
Oh my God, the bus, I can't wait. Let's go.
All right, Francesca,
Thanks,
thank you very much.
Congratulations, Francesca.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
She
I
bowed.
mean, an unbelievable performance
Courtesy
backing
to
up
the Queen.
the King of the Air Women's Division winner. I mean, yeah, I kind of feel like she's making that little step out, breaking out of the pack, and Mika's come back into competition and just giving her another step to go. I mean, at 23 years old, she's got a long career in front of us, and I want to see these guys push each other. You know, I want to see these girls push each other. Let's be fair there, you know, and to greater heights. And we saw high-level, top-level riding from the ladies, and a great lot of riding from the new ladies coming to the scene as well.
Yeah, for sure. That kind of core group is expanding.
Incredible.
I do think, though, that Francesca and Mika seemed a cut above today. Francesca is just able to ride with so much power, looping super early, and then she can just take landings. She just stomps it. Doesn't matter how fast or how powerful it is. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Let's get our ladies winner in, though. Mika, 8 world titles, but we're not going to talk about all of them, okay?
I smell like a bit like champagne.
Oh, that's all right. We're in France.
Well,
I
Mika,
got so
you have been
upset.
in that suit for 2 straight days.
No, I swear, I got in the suit at like 8 a.m. this morning, went out for my heat, but then the wind hit a gust at like 55, 58 knots. I was like breaking my back, came in, and I was like, hell no, I ain't going out in this shit. Came in, and then I was like, fuck, but if they run this again, do I really want to put another wetsuit on? And then I just stayed in until now. I don't even know what time it is, to be honest.
I want to say welcome back to competition. It's great to have you back. We really feel your presence, and it actually looked like you did that fairly easy out there today. How did you find the conditions?
Terrible. The conditions were horrible, but it was challenging. It was fun, honestly. It was a nice competition. I mean, in the end, they really did test more your mental control than anything. I mean, you had to know that you don't have to do the biggest trick to win, and you don't want to show off. Like, you don't have to do anything to over-please the crowd, because with that many people, a lot of people get like, oh, I need to do something big and this and that, and then you crash, and then you kind of just continue to lose your mind in the water, and there you just have to stay calm, cool, and collected, and just go out, get the scores on the board, and that's it.
Speaking of calm, talk me through the doobie, the first one in the final, when the gust hit right when you didn't want it. What was going through your mind?
No, imagine this. So I'm riding like right foot forward. I'm gonna go. I feel a gust. I'm like, okay, this is the gust. I pop, I feel the first gust, I do the first rotation, I'm like looping I'm looping the kite, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting pulled forward. I was like, fuck it. I go, and I just get pulled so far off axis. I'm like, fuck, I don't know where the fuck I am. I turn, I look at the kite, it's in the right position. I go to land, nothing. No wind, no nothing. I just explode. I'm like, no, that would have been sick. And then I never got a gust like that again, which was, I mean, I wish I did because I wanted to do it that big, but it is what it is.
I tell you what, it's great to see you back. It's great to see you smiling, and congratulations, Mika. It's awesome.
I got one last question, then we're going to let you go. We know that you're sort of like sharing a house with Andrea Principi, who also won Lords of Tram today. Just talk us, what's the experience like of living in close proximity to the man?
One word, chaotic. Chaotic to say the least. I don't think, I think 99% of people would not be able to live with Andrea. But Soph and I, we have a close bond with Andrea. He bullies her, and I don't bully him. I just tell him to stay the hell away from me, and he's kind of scared of me. That's what she says. She says she's scared of me, so he doesn't bother me as much, because if he did, then I'd be like, no, you're not living with me. But we have a good relationship, the three of us. It's really fun.
Mika, well done today, and we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah. Queen of the Air. Queen of the Air.
Queen of the Air.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you very
Mika.
much, Mika.
Interesting to Mika here saying it was a day for smart riding. And I kind of felt like we saw that from a lot of the big boys until the final. And I think that's the time you have to lay it on the line right at the final. But I think Mika just made that look easy today. You know, she just had her head in the game. She knew what she needed to do. Hey, you don't win eight world titles making mistakes. And even when she got under pressure with crashes, she just knew, I got to get 3 scores on the board, then I'll upgrade them. It's basic strategy.
Yeah, I honestly think the problem is when you're in a heat with Mika, you feel her presence and you know about the 7 World Championships and you know that she knows what your weaknesses are, and I think people do fall apart, honestly, and I think we saw that a bit today, other than Francesca, who, as we heard, just kind of gets on with it, doesn't stress it too much.
Hey, we've got Lorenzo here. Let's bring in Lorenzo.
Let's go.
World champion. Yes, baby. Hey, mate, congratulations. It's been a long time coming. I mean, it was a pretty tough, pretty challenging event today, eh?
Yeah, for sure. The conditions were really hard in this event. Like the first day, the wind was so strong. Like I think the windiest competition ever. And today, yeah, was a bit lighter, but still power. Eh? Some proper double, proper single loops. Yeah, it was good, man.
That S loop. The S loop, where you just went so low with the kite, but you were so high. What's going through your mind? Are you planning it before? You're like, okay, definitely S loop, left foot forward, or are you just seeing what happens in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go for the S loop, but actually didn't thought I was going to go so high. You know, I just went full speed, jump, and I felt like the gas pulling me up, so I like waited a bit, and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna send the kite super low, and I put the kite low, and then the kite just stayed there for a lot of time, like super free fall, and like the last 2-3 meters, the kite catch me and land, and yeah, man, that was crazy, eh?
We started out with doubles, we ended with singles. Would you have liked to have been doubles in the final? Would you like to have done what you do best?
Yeah, I mean, if there was a bit more of wind, I for sure would have preferred to go double, you know, it's what I've been doing a lot. But as well, if it was even more windier, I would have gone for some triple loop variation. But yeah, with day it was some good loop as well. I actually didn't land the biggest one, but anyway, it was good, you know.
I kind of felt that crowd really loved the big high jumps anyway, right? We really found the crowd screaming in that final with the big height. I mean, it's super tough though, right? I mean, what kite were you riding in the final?
I was with the 8 in the final, the project pick that is going to be out really soon. And yeah, I think that people love the single loop because you go higher. I mean, with this wind, if it's not too strong. And yeah, we were just flying away and all the people screaming there. It's super nice, man.
At what point did you know that you were world champion?
Actually, in the semi-final, like I know I need to go through, but I also knew that if Edgar got 4, then I would already be world champion as well. Yeah. So then, then I came out of the heat, and I didn't know, because I didn't know if Edgar got 3rd or 4th. Because if Edgar got 3rd, then I needed to get 3rd, 2nd, or 1st, not 4th in the final. So then they told me, and I was like, yeah, did he got 4th? And then they say, yeah. So then I knew I became world champion, man.
You know,
Bit of mathematics, you know.
I mean, you found out you're world champion. Were you still motivated to win the final? I mean, did you lose a little bit of motivation, thinking, man, I've achieved my goal? Because I know this has been a big goal for a long time.
Honestly, no. I wanted to go in the final and win this final, but yeah, I didn't start so good, and then I went for a couple of big ones, but it was a bit hard to stick them. But yeah, still super stoked to get second place. But for sure, on my mind was to get the win. But Andrea rode super well, so I thought I deserved it, you know.
And what about Leonardo? I mean, he's pushing up. At the end there, we're thinking, man, he only needs a bigger score to beat you. I mean, we were laughing, thinking it might have been team orders, thinking, oh, Dad saying, hey, back it off.
Yeah, Leo was riding super well in the final, was really close with me, and you know, for him to be in just 15, just crazy, and I'm sure in the next year will be a big problem for everyone, man.
He already is a problem.
It's already be a problem now, but 1 year and it's over. Eh?
Last question, then we'll let you go. What's easier, single loops or double loops? Not clear, eh?
It's a hard question, eh? I don't know. Because both can be really hard and both can be easier. It's not hard to say, yeah?
Okay.
Like I would say double loops when the wind is proper, with rotation and board off, it's harder, you know? If 50 knots and double loop board off laid back, it's harder because it's 2 loops and a lot of pull. It really depends from the condition. I would say at the end doubles, but yeah, depend, you know?
Hey, dude, congratulations, brother. We're super happy for you, man.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Go celebrate. Very good.
Interesting question there, because actually during the day we'd had quite a few other people talk about why double loops are easier when it's windy, and a lot of it comes down to the kite position. When you do a big single, that kite's above you and you don't have that support from the heli loop. When I mean support, I mean braking. That's the key word here. When they do the double loop, it loops in front of them. You can bring that kite right behind me, and we really saw Lorenzo. Look, let's be honest, Lorenzo and Leonardo are the very, very best at that. They land every time with these and they get that kite right back, and it's like a big break. It slows them right down and they just come down like, you know, they're jumping off a 1 meter jump. It's kind of crazy.
Come down there like they're on a sunset downwinder in Cape Town.
Absolutely.
Right, who have we got coming in next? We've got Lords of Tram. Here he comes.
Here he is, the man
I'm just going to
the
hand you the
hour.
microphone, Lords of Tram.
Bro, come closer to me. Come closer, come closer. Bro, how was that, dude? Hey, is anyone ever going to say that you don't get your kite low again?
No, man, absolutely not. The first thing I saw it when I finished my hit, I say, since right now, right here, no one can ever say that I don't put the kite low. Yeah, no, man. To be honest, well, the frontal felt really low, man, but the back roll fell like submarine the kite, like here, man. I felt, wow. I felt the yang, man. Man, insane, like so much adrenaline, and I really had fun doing that trick, to be honest. And I'm also at the, man, this place here is so like, it's strange, to be honest, not a words to describe it. And I think all the competition in this competition, I never get really the right gas, but everything went in the right way, because at the end I got it in the final. I'm super happy, because you need to be honest, even lucky on this place. It's not only about you, how good you are, it's also about the gas you get. It's good that you can feel the gas and jump in the right time, but you need to also have it, and yeah.
The contra front, the contra back, 2 big 9s. Did you know you had it then?
No, man, I never checked the score in all the competition. But I just, to be honest, use this competition mentally like a training, you know. I had nothing to lose. I came here to have fun and train, that's it. And we made it, man. Of course, it was the goal to win, you know. But in second place, the first goal was have fun. And I think I need to keep it doing like this, because it went all right.
Are you going to get a Lords of Tram tattoo?
Yeah, man, tonight I'm gonna get Lord of Trap with a hat and free. Because, attention, we did a deal with the tattoo girl. Attention. So 2 days ago, I was there and looking at the tattoo. I say, oh, after the comp, I'm gonna... Sorry. Yeah. After the comp, I say, I'm gonna tattoo to the girl. And the girl told me, okay, if you win, I tattoo free. Okay, perfect. Then, bye-bye. Tonight, I get a free tattoo. Yeah.
Hey, explain that last trick that didn't get counted and you had to redo it.
Because I was seeing the guy on the beach with the flag. And I asked him, is my last trick? And he told me, yes. And I even didn't see the flag. I was so hyped. I say, fuck, I go, you know. I even was looking at the flag. I went and I jumped. I landed. And then I was keep seeing my flag. I say, what's going on? And then I went ask and he say, you didn't jump. Okay, no problem. And I did it again. Unlucky I crashed, but otherwise I say, because I felt I didn't went that high on the last trick. I say, maybe I can go bigger. Actually, if I would land the last one was another big score.
What is that? Can you break down that trick? What actually is? Because it's very confusing. A lot of people don't know what you did.
Man, honestly, I don't know either, because I pulled the loop and I think I did a invert upside down with the rodeo because I wanted to do front, and then I get pulled in back roll, and that's it. Then I get so much yank when I was putting on the bar. I almost made it. I was missing a bit of lift at the end, but I cannot land everything. I'm just happy that I landed the 2 tricks that I had to land, and yeah, that's it, man.
Why did you pick the Rebel over the Evo?
To be honest, I really like the Evo, the one I had in this competition in small size, and then I really feel the power on the big size of the Rebel, especially 9 and 8. I feel that the 8 Rebel is probably my preferred size, man. I really love the 8 Rebel. The feeling you have in the bar, especially when it's nuking, man. When you really feel power on the Rebel, you feel the kite straight in your hand, like if you're driving the kite on your hand. So that's I really liking it, you know. You feel the power, you feel the pressure of the kite, you know.
You mentioned in the semi-final, you said to one of your best mates, Lorenzo, hey, in the final we fight. What's it like to beat Lorenzo when he's riding so well?
Yeah, man, I don't have to be honest to beat Lorenzo. I have to beat myself. I tell every time. I know, man, if I'm chill and I perform my trick, there is nothing for no one, honestly. But it's always a good fight because I'm not always 100% here, so I need to smash my head in the wall a few times and then we can go.
Well, I tell you what, bro, we loved you, the crowd loved you, the judges loved you. Man, congratulations, bro. It's incredible.
Thanks, guys, for the patience every time here and following us. It's good. Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you, Andrea.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
And party tonight.
Yeah, of course.
Go celebrate.
Tonight you pay the drink, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you laugh, you too.
Yeah.
There we go. Lords of Tram. Easy, really.
Yeah, bro!
Sorry
Here
about
comes... Yeah, let's get Josh in here. Let's quickly just set this up. Josh was riding super well, one of the favourites. Unfortunately, had a massive crash, landed down backwards, got a big knock.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of scary. It's probably one of the worst crashes that I've seen live.
Yeah, it was really bad. He was face down in the water for way, way too long. And, yeah, made everyone on the beach, including some of his best mates, feel quite sick. So, yeah, and here he is now. I think we're maybe going to interview him after these two have had their private conversation.
Okay, sounds good. Will we chat now, bro?
Come.
Thanks, bro. Me too.
How's your health?
Yeah, all good. Ribs are a bit fucked, but my head's all right. Just a bit sore. We checked with CT scan and we checked with X-ray on the ribs, and yeah, everything's all right. Aside from some hectic whiplash on the neck and quite a lot of pain in the head and in the ribs.
Josh, incredible riding this weekend. Have you had a chance to go back and look at the video? Have you looked at the crash, or you just don't want to see it?
I did actually check it when I got full consciousness in the hospital, and man, I was like, I've had crashes worse than that, like full power last year, but that I saw in that video that I twisted backwards and crashed completely backwards, kind of like Lewis and Coates the 1 year, and that cracked my neck back and yeah, obviously knocked me out from that. And yeah, all the ribs and everything I freaking saw from landing square flat on the body.
Do you remember the events leading up to the crash? Do you remember what happened?
I remember everything up until I hit the water on that crash. So, and then waking up 20 minutes later in the ambulance, like, what's going on? Like, I still got 3 tricks to do, they said, and then like...
You were trying to get back on the water to compete.
That's what they said. I didn't really have consciousness yet, and they were like, no man, no way. It's like, you gotta go to the hospital now. And yeah, I understand that now. But now I've only got full consciousness in the last 3 hours, so...
Josh, what happens now? Are you going back to South Africa to recover? Are you going to stay here? What's the plan?
I think stay here, chill, go flaring a bit, recover the brain, and
Nice chill bit of paragliding.
and then go kite again when I'm able to. I'm just worried, like, for double concussion, that'll be pretty bad. So I need to be careful with this.
Hey, Josh, we'll let you go, but look after yourself, man. Take a good few weeks off. It's great to see you out there. Great to see you back, by the way.
Yeah, we're happy for you to be.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, yeah. All right. All right, there we go.
While we wait for another couple of guys, who were some of the other standout performances for you this weekend? Because there was so many of them.
Sarah Sadiq was honestly kind of ridiculous.
Yep.
So she's on this Harlem Thrive. She
By the
hasn't
way,
spent
she's only ridden that twice.
Yeah, yeah. She had never tried a double loop before. We should have done a road to double loop with her. Like, Jetto only took 1 day, but she only took
2 sessions.
one attempt.
Yeah.
One attempt, 1 session.
Yeah. And she looked good. I mean, she made it look awesome.
Yeah.
First final for her as well.
Yeah.
Maybe the final pressure got to her in the end. Look, let me tell you a little story about Sarah. 3 years ago, I was in Baby Bay. I went there to kite. There was this one girl riding, and I was like, wow, this girl's good. She came in. She said, hi, I'm Sarah. I said, hi, I'm Adrian. And I said, Sarah, do you compete? She's like, I just do the local comps. And I said to her, I don't think you realize how good you are. I spoke to Mike McDonald. They got us some. I mean, look, an incredible story, right? And I was just joking with her back then, just saying, "Do you remember me speaking to you?" She's like, "It's amazing." So amazing to see another name in the mix. She was sending it. She was throwing it down, and I think the difference was that kite. She looked good on that kite. That kite looked good for her.
For sure, she was super good.
Yep.
Natalie Lambrecht with that classic style, like in these conditions, looping super early, especially on the late back.
Yep.
She stood out for me today. Who else was great? Leonardo Casati, which we touched on with Lorenzo. He was like a beast all day, and yeah, to almost take out his own brother in the final,
True, yeah.
like would have been a bit, just would have been wrong.
I would have loved it. I tell you, one person I was stoked to see back was Liam Whaley.
Yes.
And by the way, he rode super well. He said to me after, I was really scared. But the most impressive thing is he had one big crash. It was a big crash. And I was like, wow, what's going to happen? But he said, like, when he came out of that crash, he said it gave him a bit more confidence because he said, he realized, okay, my health is better than I thought.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see him again. He's not riding at 100%, but man, he was winning heats. He was putting on performances and doubles.
In a seat harness, folks. I remember saying to, who was I stood with? I think it was Zach Adams. I said, have you ever tried the seat harness? Because like that's why the racers use them, so they can hold down more power. They can really sit into it. And he goes, yeah, I tried it. Yeah, when I was learning.
Yeah. Hey, one of the other big stories is Edgar Ulrich.
Yeah.
Didn't manage to do it in front of his home ground. Did the pressure get to him? Did he buck under the pressure?
I don't know. If you lose to Andrea and Lorenzo, are you really buckling? Or do you just get beaten?
Yeah.
I think he maybe just got beaten.
I think, look, this is such an interesting place. And, you know, Andrea said it's an interesting place, hard to describe. I find here, if you get a few crashes and you sort of lose your momentum, that pressure builds very fast because your flag might come up, there's no wind. We saw that today, people getting timed out
and that did
under
happen
pressure.
for him too. It was rough on him.
That happened to
for
Josh,
sure.
really, you know.
For
So
sure, yeah,
I felt like he started to have to ride and have to push. And, you know, I haven't had a chance to speak to him, but he'll be bitterly disappointed because it was a perfect opportunity. Winning at home, winning in front of your home crowd, winning on the spot you love. I mean, he'll be sitting back being disappointed about that.
Is it his only opportunity?
Oh, for sure, no. But that was a big opportunity he had. Starting the season in a right foot forward place in Brazil was a perfect opportunity for him to nail it here. But again, when you've got these guys at the top, the trap, it's difficult. You need a lot of luck to win.
They're not here, though.
These guys don't give you an opportunity,
No
though.
Jeremy.
Yep.
No Jamie Overbeek.
Andrea?
You're never going to have a better shot than this.
True.
Never.
But these guys do not give you a chance. They don't care. They're not there saying, oh, let someone else have a turn. They don't care. It's
No,
like playing
they're
Uno and
savages.
never losing.
Okay. Seems a slightly strange comparison.
probably
but
remove
we'll
that
go
part.
with it. No, we're not. We're keeping that in for sure. I think this Lords of Tram 2025 is going to change competitive kiteboarding in big air from now on. I really think the whole singles versus doubles debate is about to shift because the consensus now is that actually singles are harder than doubles in the big wins.
Yep.
For the reason that you described earlier, the doubles essentially giving you better breaks because one, you're not landing as far downwind, so you're in a less choppy position. Two, your kite on a double is coming from a lower angle, so therefore it's got further to go behind you. And also on a double, on a smaller kite, goes faster, therefore it hits behind you faster, all of which is akin to slamming the brakes as opposed to just kind of dollying them, you know?
I mean, I want to shout out to the gear as well. Let's be honest, the gear is top notch. I mean, I think 10 years ago, I don't think kites would have been out of hand. I don't think 5 years ago, kites would have been out of hand or what we saw. We didn't see a single line break, by the way.
Yeah,
we didn't see
true.
any line breaks at all. I mean, I don't know how many of the guys are riding Linesmith, but I tell you what, it was pretty impressive. This gear was put under immense pressure. I don't know the strongest wind we did here. There was a wind meter down there. There was a 70 knot gust come through. It was great. You know, we talk about the smoke here, right? It was like someone had a smoke machine up the top. There was just smoke all day.
Yeah.
We saw rainbows in the smoke. We saw everything. So, yeah, again, I don't want to say it as an event for the ages over and over, but it was an event that will stick in my mind forever. When people ask me about one of the best events I've ever been to, I'm going to say Lords of Tram 2025.
Also, it was a turning point in the judging as well.
Yeah.
The judges, I think, knew before this event that they wanted big singles and they wanted the downwind distance and trajectory more than anything else, and that was super clear today.
Yep.
People doing doubles on really small, fast kites, not going very far downwind,
Yep.
weren't rewarded in the men's at all. In the women's, yeah, but I think that's a different calibration, and honestly, I think it's legitimate. But in the men's, it was the single big kites and the likes of Steenmore, Timo Bosima. They really shone because this is their game. They go so far downwind on big kites.
I think it's a lot of on the riders as well. Andrea's changed. Remember Andrea and Lorenzo, they used to have those very, very high contra loops. I think they've gone away from that. Well, they have gone away from that.
Yeah.
They're looping a lot lower. They know what they want. And guess what? It looks good. And there's no complaining, oh, the kite's too high. We're not getting that anymore. I mean, we're seeing guys putting the kites in the right position.
For sure. I've just been thinking back about the Big Air World Championships of the past few years. This year, Edgar comes to Barcarez. He's in the top spot. He's world number 1. And he doesn't convert it into a world championship. Last year, Jamie Overbeek turns up in Gran Canaria, ranked number 1, doesn't convert it. Year before that, Liam Whaley turns up to Tarifa, ranked number 1, doesn't convert. Year before that, the old guard turn up, obvious favourites.
Yeah.
No one's even heard of Andrea Principi or Lorenzo Casati yet. They don't convert. That was Andrea's first world championship. There's something a little bit cursy about entering these last competitions as number 1.
Also Pippa,
Yeah.
Pippa won here, all the momentum, couldn't finish it off. But that's what sport's about. It's the highs, it's the lows. I mean, if the sport was, if the same guys were winning all the time, we'd be bored. We want these stories, we want the chaos, we want this emotion. That's what makes sports good. That's why we like this. And mate, how lucky we are to be here today, to witness stuff like this, to be around these amazing athletes. I mean, this is just, I have a smile on my face. I can't believe I get paid to do this. This is ridiculous, and it's just so awesome.
There was a point yesterday where I was thinking, I don't actually know if this is very fun at all, standing around the 60 knots. You can kind of, yesterday was the first time I'd actually experienced myself that sort of intensity of wind throughout the whole day, and now I kind of get it why people that live in really windy places like Tarifa or Wellington in New Zealand, they go mad. Like, you don't want that every day.
There are some crazy people here, right?
Yeah, there's some wrong uns. All right. That's probably it. Do we want to interview anyone else? Is anyone else lingering around waiting?
I would love to have get Edgar, but I think he might have gone away, unfortunately. But we'll try and catch up with Edgar later.
You're going to get Liam as well.
Liam's coming on the podcast. I say that. I've been saying that every day for 3 months, but him and I, we've spoken about it. It's been incredibly busy time. We're going to make that one happen. That's
Okay.
going to be super
Make
cool.
sure you talk about the seat harness. I want to hear about it.
Of course.
Okay, very good. When are we doing this again? When's the next Big Air Comp?
I think Tarifa, I'm going to check on the dates. I don't know. There's a big window for full power Tarifa. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Porto Polo event's going to happen, which is the first of the Red Bull qualifiers. But I kind of like Red Bull having the guts not to call it when it's not windy enough. I mean, it's kind of rare. Sometimes I find that those guys force it. So that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I think full power Tarifa will be the next one in Tarifa.
Yeah, and if not, it will be Tarifa anyway with the next Red Bull qualifier there too. Until then, you can go and watch Jean-Marie Coqueluto on loads of old kites. One of them being a Whippoker Classic from 1998. Another one being a 2005 North Vegas 12 meter that he was pretty savage on, really, you'd have to say.
Hey, it's him, not the kite.
Yeah, true. So you can go and check that out on the site now, portraitkite.com. And that is it. We're going to wrap it up there. Thanks to us as always. See you in the next one. Goodbye. This is the Vegas. It's the original Vegas. It's the first one they ever made.
Don't believe everything you read. 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 Don't believe it just because it's in the papers, you know, 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 papers, you know,
come on, it's me doing the trick, not the guys.
papers, you know, papers, you know, papers, you know, papers, you know. Don't believe everything you read in the papers, you know, 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 papers, you know,
Listen to it, it's crispy.
don't believe everything you read.